What's up, Nick here? I'm at AXPONA 2026, the largest consumer audio show in North America, and by all impressions right now, this is going to be the busiest AXPONA of all time. People are lining up to get in. There's an energy, there's an excitement, and seeing more diverse crowds than I've ever seen, and SVS is more represented at this show than we've ever been. So we're going to take a walk around the hall, see where our speakers and subwoofers are making some noise, and we're going to have some fun showcasing the largest audio show in North America. Come on and check it out with us. What's up, Nick here at AXPONA 2026, and we are in our two-channel hi-fi experience room here, showcasing for the first time in world history the 3000 Micro Revolution subwoofer. We've been making a lot of waves here at the show with this two-channel experience. We have it paired with our Ultra Evolution bookshelf speakers, and we also have our Ultra Evolution Pinnacle tower speakers here as well. Taking requests, we're actually building a playlist with some of those requests, everything from Meshuggah to Gregory Porter. We even got some Nine Inch Nails mixed in there, as well as some smooth jazz, of course, because we are at a hi-fi show. But maybe you can follow me over here to our 3000 Micro Revolution cutaway. I'll do a quick technology overview because a lot of people have been asking about how are we able to create such immense output and low frequency extension from such a small cabinet. And this is at about an 11-inch square cabinet. What you're seeing inside here is dual opposing 9-inch drivers. These are fully active drivers. We're not relying on any kind of passive radiators, which have a tendency to let a subwoofer dance across the room. So these are fully active drivers. And of course, drivers are just potential. The amplifier pushing these is a 1200 watt RMS over 4,000 watts of peak power. So you're really able to get the full potential out of these drivers from this amplifier. We've also increased the DSP within this by 6 times over the previous generation, which really has allowed us to reduce the distortion to the lowest amounts possible from an SVS subwoofer, unhearable distortion as you even get to that 20 hertz magical infrasonic note. We'll also have 6 extra bands of parametric EQ within the smartphone control app. And you know, for you people who have been using these for pro audio and longer runs, we've added XLR inputs as well, which is an important feature. So this is not one of those things where it's like slap a new finish on it and call it a day. We did a complete teardown of the entire subwoofer ecosystem to achieve a level of performance that has not been possible from a micro subwoofer before. So this has really been an enhancement to our two-channel room, creating a lot of interest here at AXPONA. But we also have a home theater experience that we're going to check out as well. So let's jump next door and talk to Larry about that. Hey, Nick here, back at the home theater experience for SVS at AXPONA 2026. And Larry, you've been having a lot of fun in here showcasing several different kinds of content. Tell me about the system and then what your strategy has been.
Yeah, I've been having a blast. And in here, we are running what's called a 5.2.2 Dolby Atmos theater. And what that means is 5 surround sound channels, 2 subwoofer channels, and 2 height effects channels. And we're using all SVS Ultra Evolution speakers across the entire stage. So we have the Ultra Evolution Titan towers for the left and right, the Ultra Evolution center making up the front stage. Behind us, we're running a pair of Ultra Evolution Nano bookshelves for the surround. So it's our 5, running 2 SB 3000 Revolution subs, bringing in the low end. And then up above on the sides of the rooms, we have a pair of Ultra Evolution elevation speakers, bringing it all together for a full 9-channel surround experience. And in here we've been doing movies, we've been playing music, but a caveat to the music we're playing. We're not doing stereo. We're playing Dolby Atmos remasters of albums. So I'm doing stuff from the Beatles and Pink Floyd and Fleetwood Mac and Elton John. And I've got quite a few others in the collection. We're just doing Blu-rays, but you can stream that content out there too. And we'll probably talk more about that at another time. But movie-wise, we're playing like F1 and Mission Impossible.
A/B tests with that
yes.
too. You've been starting with stereo and giving people a little bit of a taste of what they're used to.
Yeah, it's been fun because the content I'm playing, I'm only playing popular songs. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want people to already have a reference in their head as to how it sounds. So like when we do the Beatles, I'll play Come Together in stereo. And then after the first chorus goes through, I activate the Dolby Atmos track and the whole room comes alive. I did that with Pink Floyd's Time and also Money. Mm-hmm. And it is wild what they did with those remastered recordings. Because you know the alarms that go off in Time, it just kind of rocks back and forth in stereo and sounds awesome. But man, when you open up the Atmos, you've got clocks and alarms going off all over the place, and it's almost jarring to the point where I don't know how anybody could even sleep through that if that there was their alarm clock. But it's really awesome to experience. And then for Money, you've got the cash register going off there and paper being torn there and then coins.
I might have heard some Rammstein and Metallica too.
I've done a little bit of both.
Disrupting the hi-fi experience that most people are used to.
We don't necessarily like playing playing the conventional hi-fi songs. So you'll hear no Eagles, Hell Freezes Over in here, none of the Nora Jones, all wonderful songs, but just not really what this room or typically my demos are all about. So we're just in here having fun. We do about 30 minutes of music, 30 minutes of movies, and just keep alternating back and forth throughout the day.
Last thing I'll mention, looks like we've upped our video game here.
Yes.
A little plug you want to throw out for that?
Our friends with AWOL, who we've been working with for a little over a year now at these events, so it's AWOL, have provided us with what they call their Ethereum Max projector. And this is an ultra short throw 4K HDR Dolby Vision projector. And some of you may have seen the videos we did from Montreal. We worked with them in that too. Here we're doing an 84-inch roll-up screen. So it's a custom-built screen specifically for us for this room that'll roll up and down so you can tuck it away. In Montreal, we did a 150-inch screen with this projector. And this guy is amazing. It's the best video presentation.
Look how close this
it's
is.
literally an inch from the base of the screen. So been having a ton of fun with it, and just some of the older discs I have to, like the Ninja Turtles, I've only played it twice in 2 days. Looks amazing. Some of that, we've had some kids come through. We put on the Super Mario Brothers movie, and it's just vibrant and colorful. But even the really dark scenes like we do from Sinners and Ghostbusters, pop. And we're not known for television displays at these shows, so offering this up now is great. And you're going to see something like this hopefully going forward from us at all of these shows, because it's a really great partnership. If you're not familiar with them, you can look up AWOL. Phenomenal brand, and part of the reason we partner with them is they tell an amazing performance story similar to the way SVS does, and that they are really up there with upper echelon priced products, but also speak a tremendous value proposition, because this setup is $4,000. So it's a pretty cool experience all the way around.
We got people lining up at the door, so we got to wrap it up here. But thanks for giving us the overview, Larry. We're going to go check out some other rooms that SVS is rocking out with.
You guys have fun.
What's up? We're back here at AXPONA 2026 in one of the most fun rooms of any hi-fi show ever, the Geshelli Labs room. And we spoke at Florida Audio Expo, and you had a couple of our subwoofers. Now, if I'm looking behind me, I'm seeing a new addition to the Geshelli lineup here in terms of your demo system. What do we got here, Gino?
So I had to remember EP, Evolution, Pinnacle. I kept saying Pinnacle, Evolution, but I had remembered EP. These are the bass monsters. So we got a set about a month ago. We hit you guys up after the Florida show. We had an awesome chat. You guys are great. And I'm like, we need these speakers. We need them. So you guys, we got them. You shipped them down. The second we plugged them in at work, I sat there for 2 hours and just was like, bass. I was like, no, everybody leave me alone. I'm listening to these. Love these things, and they're monsters.
Well, I love to hear that, and you're showcasing some new gear here, so I don't want this to be all about SVS. So tell me a little bit about what you're showcasing here at the AXPONA show.
So these are our, we had these in Florida, similar setup. These are the 200 watt, 220 into 8 monoblocks, Class A/B, toroidal bass. That's a hard word to say. And we got our new torque DAC. Modular bass stack. You guys can check it out on the site. It's currently for sale, so we're going to keep opening and kind of then closing the sales just because they're getting ordered quickly.
So we got people banging down the door.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep this thing going. So what about subwoofers? Am I seeing any subwoofers?
No.
You said these are bass monsters now.
No subwoofers, man. No subwoofers.
So just the 2-channel setup. And I do want to point your attention over to these casket-looking things here, because this is a custom-made enclosure. And what are these being used for?
So we had my dad make these a couple weeks ago. They're the, I think we're going to coin the phrase speaker coffins. I think Sherry actually got the domain. But they're, my dad will be happy. But they're, he custom made these boxes for these. Now these guys are heavy and these guys are huge. And I was like, you're not going to put a single scratch on these when we move them. So padded, we have them as part of the decoration just so we didn't have to store them.
So last thing I'll ask, I know you guys were playing some fun EDM sort of style tracks here, and you're saying they're bass monsters, but we make a balanced speaker. What's been sort of your demo philosophy here at the show in terms of the content you're playing for people?
So we have a bunch of playlists. We got a little bit smarter on the show and started downloading playlists. And so we're playing a lot. We've been doing a lot of kind of international music this time. Mm-hmm. It's we're exploring kind of Mexican music, some Russian music, some different things. we're trying to. I agree with you. They are very balanced. I just call them the bass monsters.
Well, I know you. You're a glutton for bass.
Yes,
so
yes,
if it's up to you and it's your pick your poison, then I know where you're going with that, and these things will deliver.
It's like Joseph said. Just a tower of subwoofers would be the greatest thing in my life. Like SVS, like 10 SVS subwoofers on each side, 9 million zillion watts.
Well, that's a man after my heart right there, Gino from Geshelli Labs. Check out their website. What's the URL?
www.geshelli.com.
There you go. Get great components from DAX to all sorts of gear. And if you get a chance to see them at one of the shows, you will have as much fun as anywhere else at the show at the Geshelli rooms. They are always rocking out. Thanks, Gino, man. I appreciate you.
Brother, thanks, man.
How you doing, Nick? Back here, and we are in the Metaxas room where we were just having an out-of-body experience listening to Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, a live version, which I was just mesmerized by. But Metaxas and Sins is represented here in the U.S. by Real Sound Distribution, and I have Jeff Garshon from Real Sound here. Tell me a little bit about these pieces of art that we're seeing behind us.
Sure, we're really excited about these, Nick. These are our new flagship speakers, our Emperor Omni electrostatic, omnidirectional electrostatic speakers. They are unique in that they are full range, there's no crossover in them, and they're firing in all 4 directions, which fills the room and creates a soundstage unlike any other. It's also, again, beautiful to look at, a really unique design from Costas Metaxas, the mind behind our reel-to-reel players, our turntables, and so many of our other beautiful gear.
Nestled behind these beautiful speakers, I think people might see a pair of our new SB3000 Revolution subwoofers. Now, what role are they playing, and what's the experience been working with those?
Sure. So these particular loudspeakers get down comfortably to about 45 hertz. So, to really hit some of the very bottom sub notes, we've integrated the SVS subs, and they are just blending so beautifully. We've had numerous compliments on the integration. The biggest compliment a sub can get is the sub on? And we've gotten that almost every day, and yet when we take it away, you feel the difference. But the speakers are capable of beautiful, beautiful sound. But once you add that additional, if you will, that bottom octave, it's a different experience. It's very visceral.
And I can tell you, there is an absolutely seamless transition. I mean, it did not sound like there were subwoofers. There was no localization whatsoever. And I don't know if you've heard speakers that are omnidirectional like this, but it's a different sort of vibe than you get from a traditional front-firing loudspeaker. So a really cool experience here. Your room is always gorgeous. Like, it just really lends itself to the high-end experience here at the show. Tell people where they can learn more about these speakers and Real Sound.
If you go to realsoundaudio.com, you can learn all about the Metaxas and Sins components, the Emperor Omni speakers, and of course, anybody who purchases, we always recommend pairing them with SVS subs.
Love that. Thank you so much, Jeff. Enjoy the rest of the show. Back here at AXPONA, and we are in the Volti audio room with Greg from Volti Audio, and I see some beautiful speakers here. We were just rocking out to some Rage Against the Machine, which you don't get a lot of that here at these hi-fi shows, so props to you for that. But tell us a little bit about your speakers, and then we can talk about some subwoofer game too.
All right, cool. So the Volti Audio Lucera is a 3-way hybrid horn bass reflex speaker. It is 99 dB sensitivity. In particular, I like to point out the 2-inch throat mid-range horn, which is unusual in a speaker of this size. It's unusual in almost any horn speaker, actually. And so these are full range, get us down to mid-30 range in room. But below that, that's where we're using the little SVS Micro 3000s, which I love. Those things are fantastic. So.
Well, thank you. And actually at the show, we're launching the new Revolution version, so I've told Greg that we got to make the upgrade because as much as people are enjoying these, we get even deeper low-frequency extension, greater dynamic output, and
more power.
And more power. And yeah. I think with some of the tracks that you guys are playing here, it's not all smooth jazz, right?
Whatever power we have, we use.
Yeah, and so what is your sort of demo philosophy here in terms of what you're playing at the show in terms of tracks and music?
We're looking for dynamic tracks, but we really just like real music, stuff that's just stuff you would play at home, not audiophile tracks.
Yeah, so, and I know you're a big fan of the app control for the subwoofer.
Man,
How was it getting it dialed in with this room?
Perfect.
And these speakers?
So this is the thing, is that I am the pickiest person in the world when it comes to dialing in subs. They have to be absolutely perfect. And I have struggled my entire career to get subwoofers integrated with my speakers. And it really is just recently, the last 6 months, maybe 8 months, that I've been doing this with the SVS app. I'm getting them dialed in perfectly. In particular, the ability to sit in that sweet spot and you play with the phase, right? I mean, we've always had phase controls, but how the heck do you get the phase, you know? I'm not a calculating kind of guy. So to sit there and get the phase, and you can just hear it, just lock in, it's like just fantastic, really.
Well, it is a great differentiator, and I know someone like you puts it to great use, so we're so happy to hear it. If you get a chance to check out Volti Audio, where can they get more information?
VoltiAudio.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Greg. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Great, cool.
Well, we're about to put a wrap on AXPONA 2026. First, I have to give some props to our expert cameraman, Psyphonics. That's PSYPHONYX. Follow on Instagram. You'll find some awesome hi-fi content. You'll pick up some knowledge and you'll get some great perspective. He's been behind the camera, so props to him. This has been an absolutely incredible show for SVS. I said at the beginning, I think it was going to be the busiest ever, and based on the standing room only, trying to get into our rooms, and the level of traffic we've seen moving throughout these floors, I gotta say, AXPONA has taken it to another level. You better watch out, Vienna. AXPONA is coming for you because this show has got some major mojo and they're building on it. So we're going to call it a wrap from here. Thank you for checking out SVS's presence throughout the show here. We'll be back for Vienna. We'll have some consumer events coming soon, but we appreciate everyone for tuning in.